Salut Yetov et bienvenue au corps pour jeudi. Alors donc, on va commencer tous les corps de révision avec ce message. Hein? Donc, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. You know what it's like, guys. Working towards our Year 12 exams. And today, we're going to be doing some revision on it. Make sure this isn't your only revision for this. You need to be working really, really hard towards your Year 12 exams. And you've got the ideal time to do it now. Like, you've got all day, you've got no timetable lessons apart from what we upload. So get on it, guys. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. You could get a really, really strong basis for your A-levels today. So I haven't heard any more about the Year 12 exams yet. We might have done, and I'll email you everything I know. Obviously, these lessons are all recorded well in advance if I can do it. So like, there's not really been anything that's changed unless that email is something different. So whenever I hear something, I'll let you know, but you will be doing them out on these dates in this week, either at school, hopefully it'd be great to see you all, or you'll have to do them at home to a time limit, but they're coming. So we need to make sure you're prepared for it. Et donc, on that note, let's talk about your homework for next week. So you've got your massive revision booklet of fun. I hope you're enjoying that. So we're going through a module each time. So next week, we're going to be looking at les médias. That's how quick this is, guys. We'll be looking at media to see what you can do, which is the 5th out of 6, so we're only one away from doing all our revision of the topics. So same as every week, guys, you've got a vocab section that is absolutely crucial. I've taken out the translation today, and I want to talk about vocabulary and what you need to do. So get on that vocab section, make sure you know all the vocabulary, because it will make the biggest difference when it comes to your exam. Then you've got some reading, you've got listening, and you've got loads of translation activities. It should be about 4 hours. That is the minimum you should be doing for the topic. Don't forget, you've got sector bureau work as well, guys. You've got to be pushing yourself in this time of uncertainty. Donc, all of that fun for this week for you. Mais cette semaine, c'était la musique que il fallait réviser, et c'est ce qu'on va faire aujourd'hui. Donc, mettez Mr. Ennis sur pause et essayez de traduire les verbes ici. J'ai choisi les verbes et le vocabulaire difficile. Essayez de traduire-les. Quand tu es prêt, recommencez la vidéo et je vais expliquer un peu ce qu'on va faire. Et puis, je vous donne les réponses. Bon courage. Première pause, on y va. Alors mes petits, right, you know how this goes. We're going to be revising music, which should be so good for you. We're going to look at, first off, we're going to do some vocab to test your must-knows. I talked about the homework set for next lesson. Vocabulary is so important for these Year 12 exams. Get on it. We'll do a few activities to test that. Then, just like the other lessons for revision, we'll do a listening together. We'll break it down, we'll listen to it, we'll go through the transcript, we'll go through how to answer, and then we'll do reading. Rather than a translation at the end today, I just want to talk about getting the most out of these texts that we look at in class and that you look at for homework, and good techniques for revision, really. Donc, je vais faire tout ça, expliquer tout ça. Mais avant tout ça, j'ai choisi 8 verbes difficiles. When I taught this, these were from our post-it note starters back then. So how well do you remember them? Alors donc, qu'est-ce qu'on a? S'éclater veut dire to have a good time. Did you know that? It's such like a left field verb. You've got to know it. Être fier veut dire to be proud of someone or something. Entremêler, there's loads of easier verbs they could use. Ça veut dire to be mixed up with. They could use the mélanger, mêler on its own, but entremêler is even more, to be mixed in between. You've got to be careful of this. If you didn't know entremêler, if you knew mêler was to mix, and then entre is between, you sort of get the answer. Avoir des soucis, which I'm sure you've all got over your Year 12 exams. To have worries. J'ai des soucis, c'est un synonyme pour j'ai des problèmes, des soucis. A soucier is the verb to worry. Se soucier, to worry oneself about. Appartenir, this is a really important verb. It means to belong to someone or something. Cela appartient à. Diffuser, we had this like literally every lesson of music, so if you didn't get this one, I can't believe how stupid you are. Ça veut dire to broadcast. If you diffuse it, you send it out across like the airwaves or whatever. Avoir tendance à. Tendance, c'est comme tendency, so it's to have a tendency to. So like, you can use this for a synonym for loads of stuff. I listen to this music. J'ai une tendance à écouter la musique rock ou la musique rap. You can use this. You'll see this today. And then finally, mettre au courant, to put or to make up to date. So literally to put it to the current, to make it up to date. C'est la mise au courant. You've got to know these 8 verbs. All of them are on your vocab. How well did you do? So, we'll do 3 activities to get your vocabulary ready. On va commencer avec le volet verbal. Il y avait les chapitres différents dans le module. Donc c'est ce que j'ai fait ici. Donc ici, j'ai les mots en anglais et les mots en français qui parlent de la chanson française. Alors donc, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire. Il faut dire anglais, français rapidement. Vous voulez un exemple? To hear, entendre, to listen to, écouter, to sing, chanter, to faire, remplir, to promote oneself, se promettre. Voilà, c'est rapide, hein? C'est à vous maintenant. Alright, put me on pause and prepare yourself. When you're ready, restart me, I'll count you down, and then pause me again. Alors, 3, 2, 1, put me on pause, on y va. Alors, le deuxième chapitre, so we looked at chansons françaises, and then we looked at trends. Les tendances musicales veut dire musical trends. Donc, même chose, 15 mots ici, put me on pause. You might want to time yourself. Sur les portables, mettez en minuteur pour voir combien de secondes que tu peux faire. Je peux faire ça en moins de 20 secondes, je crois. Donc, c'est à vous. Je vais compter 3, 2, 1. Mettez-moi sur pause et commencez à faire l'activité. Bon courage. 3, 2, 1. Allez! Et voilà, le troisième chapitre de cette module parlait de l'influence de la musique et on a 15 mots pour vous aider. Vous savez ce qu'il faut faire. Pause me, revise, I'll count down 3, 2, 1 and then put me on pause and see what you can do. Contre-le-montre si tu veux. Utilisez les portables. Mettez en minuteur pour voir combien de secondes il vous prend pour compléter l'activité ici. Alors, bon courage, je vais compter et 3, 2, 1, commencez. Alors, right guys, I'm sure you really enjoyed that. Hopefully, that is 15 plus 15 plus 15, 45 words that you've got in the bag and that you knew. Let's really put you to the test now. Now, I want this to be a test. There's no point in you being like, oh, I'm not sure about that one. I'm going to go back in my vocab and have a look. Don't do that. Be deadly honest with yourself. This lesson is here to help you revise. So if you don't do well on this vocab test, it means you have to revise more before you carry on. And that's what it's all about. I'm trying to push you towards that. And the only way to pass this vocab test is to actually really know it. And to have done that, you would have spent the time in revision. So if you haven't and you're not so sure about music vocab, stop the lesson here. Go away and practice. You can do it on Memrise, everything's up, or you can just do it the traditional way. Look at the lists I've given you, it's all in there as well. Then come back and see what you need to do. Alors donc, aujourd'hui, 18, ce sera formidable. Aujourd'hui, 15, je serai super content si vous attrapez 15. 12, ça va. 12, c'est la note d'admission aujourd'hui. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? C'est la même chose que normalement. Il y a 2 parties par question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 et 6. Qu'est-ce que c'est en anglais, s'il vous plaît? Je vous ai aidé un peu avec quelques mots. Donc, qu'est-ce que c'est en anglais? Do you remember this word? Alors donc, traduisez les phrases pour moi. Et ici, on a la deuxième partie. C'est un peu plus difficile aujourd'hui. Il faut compléter les phrases avec les mots qui manquent ici. On peut utiliser les mots ici seulement une fois. Attention, parce que je vous ai donné les verbes aujourd'hui abordés et obligés. Il faut conjuguer les verbes avant de mettre-les sur le bon espace. Donc, attention, conjuguer les verbes. C'est plus difficile aujourd'hui. Hein? Il y a un défi additionnel ici. Il faut traduire la phrase clé en français si tu peux. D'accord? Donc, n'oubliez pas. 12, c'est la note d'admission. This will be a really tough score to get to today. Alors, put me on pause. I'll give you 6 minutes for this. So, on your portable, put a minuteur pour 6 minutes. Et commencez ça. When you start me again, I'll go for the answers. Bon courage, mes petits. On y va. Alors, mes petits. Right, guys. So, if you've restarted me, you're ready for the answers. How'd you find that? Yeah, 12 will be a really good mark. Keep that in mind. I think you would have really struggled on this today, but that's why I do it, to push you, because the exam's going to test you, so it'd be stupid just building you up now, building your confidence. Absolument pas. This is to knock you down, to make sure you're working harder for the exam. So let's see what you've got. Numéro 1, remplir un quota. We talked about the verb remplir is to fill up. You can say it for like your car, remplir ma voiture s'il vous plaît. And then a quota is the same in English. So to fill up a quota. Now, what's this got to do with musique? N'oubliez pas qu'il y a une loi en France qui s'appelle la loi Tubon. What was la loi Tubon? That you had to play a certain, or il fallait diffuser des chansons en français par, j'oublie, c'était 20% des chansons à la radio. Donc, celle-là, c'était un quota qu'il fallait remplir. Voilà, donc remplir un quota, ça, c'est par le loi Tubin. Alors, numéro 2, les chanteurs d'un temps. Il y a beaucoup de moyens de dire un temps, mais ici, ça veut dire the singers of yesteryear. What? Like old singers. It goes for like the singers in the 40s and 50s, like Edith Piaf, Jacques Brel, Georges Bresson, all of those singers. These are called like the singers of yesteryear, or the singers of old, anything like that. J'accepterai. Alors, numéro 3, s'associer avec, ça veut dire to associate oneself with a reflexive verb. Numéro 4, être responsif. Être responsif veut dire to be susceptible to. I'll accept to be responsive to. I hope you are responsive. That does make sense. But if someone said, oh yeah, you're responsive to it, it means like if someone asked you a question, you'd respond. If you're susceptible, it means you're open to being influenced. It's being a bit more like than responsive. I'll give you an example. If you have no idea what this word susceptible in English means, adverts, they appeal to you and you're susceptible to them, because you'll see like a new phone or like clothes and you'll think, oh, I want that. That's you being susceptible to that advertising. They'll target you and they'll say, if you buy this, this will be your life. And we all know that's not the case. So, être responsif, ça marche. But I think here they'd use it more about talking about music and advertising and the pull it has on us. Alors, numéro 5. Être nuisible. J'adore ce mot ici. Être nuisible veut dire to be harmful. Now remember, we talked about different ways to say this word, nuisible. There's loads of different ones. Another way to say it is nocif ou nocive, which I think is an English word in chemistry, is it? Like nocive gas, noxious gases, you could say. Nocif, nocive, c'est les mêmes choses. Et finalement, numéro 6, on a déjà discuté numéro 6, mettre au courant veut dire to make up to date or to bring up to date ou quelque chose comme ça. Alors donc, 6 pour le premier. You'd be halfway there if you got all these right. Bon effort. Mais maintenant, c'est beaucoup plus difficile. Alors, il fallait compléter les phrases. Je vais faire les réponses plus rapides maintenant. Alors donc, conçu, remember, like a C with a cedilla is a S sound rather than a K sound. Donc, conçu en 1994 afin de protéger la langue française. Cette loi oblige les stations de radio à passer 40% de leurs chansons en français. Voilà. This is what I talked about for number 1. Conçu, which is like concocted or made up in 1994. Afin de, this is like, we're going to talk about vocabulary today. Afin de means like in order to, or the goal of it is. So made up, concocted in 1994 in order to protect the French language. This law obliged, if you're obliged to do something, you have to do it, radio stations to put 40% of their songs into French. Voilà, donc ça c'était le loi Tubin. Bon effort ici, 3 notes disponibles ici. Alors le 8e, le problème, alors this links to number 7, le problème en nombre croissant d'artistes français contemporains préfèrent chanter en anglais. Donc, the problem, a growing number of French, of everyday or like modern French artists prefer to sing in English. Guys, if you got that, well done. Remember, this word croissant comes from our verb to grow, croître. Alors, numéro 9. Par conséquent, les stations de radio sont forcées à repasser constamment les mêmes chansons françaises pour remplir ce quota, qui veut dire en anglais. Consequently, radio stations are forced to replay constantly, repasser constantly the same French songs to fill up this quota. Voilà, alors donc, numéro 10, c'est le rap qui m'intéresse. Ce sont les paroles et la poésie qui abordent des thèmes modernes que je trouve si frappants. Alors, qu'est-ce que c'est? So, it's rap that interests me. It's the lyrics. Remember, your paroles, your lyrics, your words. It can mean speeches as well in French. C'est les paroles, it's the lyrics and their poetry, which aborder means like to land on, but it's more like to speak about or to be about, which are about modern themes or cross modern themes, or talk about modern themes that I find so frappant. Frapper is to hit something. So when you get a frappuccino, it's because the ice has all been like smashed up or whatever. So frapper is the verb to hit. So frappant means hitting. So you might say in English, oh, it's so, what's so striking here? There's a striking color or something. When you say striking, you literally mean to hit it. Alors, et finalement, numéro 11. Selon certains, il faut se méfier de l'influence de la musique, qui veut dire, according to some people, we have to distrust or be wary of the influence of music. Right, that was really tough today. Count up how many you've got. You've got 2 bonus marks. I'll give you 1 bonus mark for going for the extra challenge, even if it's a shambles. A bonus mark if you've smashed it. This is what it should say. Alors, certains genres de musique, quelques genres de musique que les ados ont tendance à écouter, or you could have que les ados aiment écouter, or dont, which means of which les ados aiment écouter, peuvent changer les mentalités. Right, guys, a few different ways to translate that. 1 mark if you've had a go, 2 marks if it's perfect. Give yourself a mark out of 18, mes petits. Bon courage. Add them all up, see what you've got. If you're under 12, go back to the drawing board. Don't carry on in this lesson. Have another look at the vocab because it's going to get tougher. Have another look at the vocab and then restart. If you've got over 12, bon effort, mes petits. Alors, on va continuer avec les questions d'examen et on va parler de les techniques qu'il faut utiliser. Alors, mes petits, right, guys, so we're talking about exam technique. Don't forget, at the very back of your revision booklet, I've got this sheet for you that I've made up. So when they first changed A-level, I looked at answering in French and how much bigger a part it was, and I just created some easy phrases to learn to help you and to guide you how to answer French. Now today, the texts I've picked, particularly for the reading, they're a lot harder to answer in French. This might be something you want to look at, revise. You can even use it for today's lesson, but make sure you know this language to help you out. Alors, now, I know I bang on about this every lesson, but it's so important that when you do the exam, your technique is on point because it is worth so many marks. Remember our survival strategies for the A-level paper. Tip number 1, get the most out of the question paper and know what the question is asking you. 1 and 2 together. Translate the questions, make sure you know what they're asking, because first off, that gives you a synopsis of what you're looking for, and for the listening exam in particular, that is so handy to have like the context and the knowledge of it. The other thing it does is like the questions really contain the answers, so if you haven't spent that time on the question, your answer might show you've known and you've understood the text. But if it doesn't answer the specific thing the question's asking you, you're not going to get the marks. So that's so important. When you're listening, pause, reflect, answer, check. Make sure you're always checking back on your work. And then remember, 5 and 6, don't lift. Don't just copy down what the text says because the examiner won't give you the mark. You don't have to change it, but you just need to keep it simple. A simple phrase, 1 or 2 words, that's it. Don't lift a whole sentence because the examiner will not credit you. Nightmare. Alors mes petits, donc, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire. C'est une activité d'écoute. Comme toujours, je vous conseille qu'il faut passer 4 minutes de préparer donc pour lire les questions et tout ça. Et puis 6 ou plus de minutes si tu veux pour l'activité. C'est à vous à décider. Alors, ce qu'on va faire maintenant, mettez-moi sur pause et lisez le premier activité ici qui parle du retour du vinyle. Je sais pas, alors, je vais vous aider un peu. This is what's called a question 4 because, well, it's question 4 in the A-level, right? So you've got two passages and the first bit's asking you for an answer in French, the second bit's asking you for an answer in English. So this is the hardest part of the A-level, and this is at AS level, but it's still very challenging. So what I want you to do, read through these questions, read through passage A and passage B today, analysing these questions and make sure you're ready. If you don't know what this is because you're too young, I'll tell you now. So this is a type of record. It's like those big black discs that go on and you put a needle to it. I've got a vinyl player. It's called vinyl records. So this is talking about le retour de vinyle. Vinyle, I think we'll say it. We'll find out in a second. Donc, lisez les questions et préparez-vous. When you restart me, I'll go through and help you break this down a little bit. Alors mes petits, right guys, let's go through and talk about our answers to these. So the first one, that came up quicker than I thought. So, comment ont évolué les ventes de vinyle neufs entre 2013 et 2014? Donnez un chiffre précis. So, how has sales of vinyls evolved? So, vente, remember, vendre is to sell, so les ventes is the noun. The sales of vinyl of 9 vinyls? Non. Remember, neuf is another way of saying new. So like the French have this saying, like, I don't know if it's cool anymore, like it might be really outdated because I'm old now, but people used to say quoi de neuf, which means like what's new, or like what's going on, what's happening, brother. So that's what neuf means, new. So how has the sale of new vinyls evolved between 2013 and 2014? Be careful of that word. That's a little trap there because they're guessing that you won't know what neuf means in this context, which is new. So give a precise figure. Is somehow 2 marks. So think about that. You need 2 bits of detail here to help you out. So how has it evolved? So you have to say in 2013 it was 10%, in 2014 it was 20%. So 2 marks. Be aware of that. Again, get the most out of the question paper. Don't throw a mark away. Alors B, quelle est l'évolution de la vente de vinyle d'occasion? Okay, vinyle d'occasion. What does this mean? This says, what is the evolution of the sale of, vinyls of occasion? I reckon this means original vinyls, like famous ones, like original pressing, like that is closer, and that just makes sense because this is talking about new, whereas therefore this one, the difference has got to be this is original ones or different ones. Did you get that? Did you think about it? This is how you have to think sometimes in these exams to get the marks. Et finalement, c'est pourquoi les vinyles d'occasion attirent-ils plus que les neufs? Now this helps us out for these two. Why do original vinyls attract more people than new vinyls? So I think that confirms what vinyle d'occasion compared to vinyle neuf means. So why are originals more popular than new ones? Okay, so that, I told you this is tough. This is equivalent to the toughest question. This is question 4, so don't worry if you found that tough. Hopefully breaking it down a bit has helped you. Et voilà, donc, this is section B and this is what it looks like. So listen to passage A, and then it says listen to the following opinions about vinyl records, answer the following in English. This girl who's really clever called Liv Bagshaw, and she always used to do like, when she meant to write in English, she wrote in French and vice versa, and she just lost so many marks on it. So make sure you're ready for this. So summarize the first speaker's point of view on why vinyl records are important for him and his buying habits regarding vinyl. Okay, so those are 2 things you need to comment on. You've got to be really specific about that. So B, summarize the second speaker's testimonies on where she buys them from and where she also finds them. Okay, so 2 different locations. Think about different places you can find it. Record shops, like car boot sales and stuff like that. Remember, you're answering in English for these. Alors mes petits, right guys, so what I've done is I am going to play the recorder on this, but I don't think it works every time, so I've also uploaded the sound file to Frog as well if you need it. So you can either pause the video and do it from Frog, but that is usually full of problems, or you can just listen to it here. Right, good luck everyone, on y va.
Le retour du vinyle. Passage A. Quelques chiffres. Avec l'arrivée du CD dans les années 80, les ventes de vinyles ont rapidement décliné. Cependant, depuis les années 2000, un retour progressif du vinyle semble se dessiner. Les ventes de vinyles neufs sont en hausse, avec une augmentation de 43% en 2014 par rapport à 2013. Il faut néanmoins rajouter que les ventes de vinyle ne représentent que 2,8% des ventes de supports neufs. Mais quand on regarde du côté du marché de l'occasion, on observe que 87% des ventes concernent les vinyles contre 11% les CD. Retrouver les enregistrements originaux est donc un des attraits principaux pour les collectionneurs de vinyles.
Passage B. Opinion.
Okay, so this is part B.
Nous avons demandé à quelques personnes ce qu'elles pensaient du renouveau du vinyle.
Moi, je suis DJ, alors forcément, les vinyles, je ne peux pas m'en passer. Je n'ai jamais arrêté d'en acheter, même dans les années 90, quand tout le monde n'écoutait plus que des CD sur leur baladeur.
Beaucoup de gens pensent que les vinyles, c'est un investissement financier, mais pas du tout. Je n'achète mes vinyles que sur les marchés et ils me coûtent 5 € en moyenne. Et puis, mes parents m'ont donné leur collection. Ça me plaît bien de découvrir leur jeunesse musicale.
Hello, right guys, so, forgot to say this, listen to this as much as you want, pause it, restart it, go back to it, completely down to you, and then when you think you're ready, move on to like 27 minutes and I'll go through the answers. Et voila, right guys, so here we're going to talk about our answers. I've put the transcript to the side, so put me on pause now, have a little read through and then think about your answer and then press play to see if you've got the right thing and I'll go through it. Alors mes petits, right, I thought this was a difficult one today, a bit left field, so let's go through the transcripts and see what you've got. Donc le premier, comment ont évolué les ventes de vinyle neufs entre 2013 et 2014, donner un chiffre précis. So a precise figure is this bit here. So however, since the noughties is going back, vinyl's coming back basically, the sales of new vinyls are going up with a rise of 43% in 2014 compared to 2013. So 2 marks this is worth, and I struggled to get the second one. So this is the first one. Sales are going up and it's gone up 43% from 2013 and 2014. So I know for A-level students, right, most of them will get this because that is the obvious one that hits it. But this one's not so obvious, but there's 2 marks, so this gets the marks. Sales have gone up. Alors, 2. Quelle est l'évolution de la vente de vinyle d'occasion? So what's changing with these originals? So when you're looking in green on the side of the market for these vinyls, 87% of sales against 11% of CDs, so it's going up a lot or more than new vinyls. So that's the difference between it, and if you get anything like that, you'll get the mark. Is going up. All right, so why have original vinyls attract more than the new ones? I've said it's all about this verb here, les collectionneurs de vinyle. So finding original recordings is one of the main attractions for the collectors of vinyls. So you have to sort of work backwards. So it's attractive to them. So why does it attract more? Because people collect them is the answer. So I've gone for collectors want to find originals, but people collect originals. They don't really collect the new ones. Really tough today. Remember, this is the last one. I think B was nasty as well. Et voyez, right guys, have a look at B then, have a little read through, see where I've highlighted what, and then restart me and I'll try and pick through the answers. Bon courage. Alors, right guys, reading through, this is a bit nicer, I reckon, in section A, so let's have a look. The first guy, why vinyl records are important to him, so he's a DJ is the answer, so he needs them. And then second, his habits, he says, je n'ai jamais arrêté d'en acheter. Remember, this means of them. So, I've never stopped buying them, even in the 90s when everyone wasn't listening to CDs or on their MP3 player. It didn't really happen in the 90s. So this is what you've got. He's a DJ, so he can only play vinyls. Now I know modern DJs don't, but if you go to like clubs, they'll still have the vinyl records because they'll mix them and that sort of thing. And then his buying habits, he always bought them. Remember, you're answering in English, so that's a clear thing. All right, so summarize the second speaker. Where does she buy vinyls? Do you see how like a French person's obviously written this exam paper because an English person instead of say testimonies, like so old-fashioned. So where she buys vinyls and where she also finds vinyl records. So here, lots of people think that vinyl is a financial investment, but not at all. Then she says, je n'achète mes vinyles que sur les marchés. So ne and que means only. I only buy vinyls in the market. There you go, so the marketplace. And they cost me €5 on average. So where, if she only buys them in the market, where else does she get them from? Et puis mes parents m'ont donné leur collection. Ça me plaît beaucoup de découvrir la jeunesse musicale. So, and my parents gave me their collection. That pleased me a lot to discover their like youth, their musical youth. Et voilà. So she only buys them from the market. And the other answer is her parents. See how simple my answers are, even in English, that's 4 marks in the bag. So add up what you've got in this listening. I think it was tough. See what you can do. And alright, I forgot about the extra challenge that I've uploaded onto Frog. There was an extra challenge listening today. If you really want to push yourself and you want that extra bit, here is the transcript, and here I've copied and pasted the answers. So if you've done the extra challenge, put me on pause, have a little read through, mark yourself up. Well done for doing the extra challenge activities. They will massively pay off when you come to the Year 12 exam and the Year 13 one. Et voilà, right guys, so we've gone through our listening, the reading today. I've picked a pretty nasty text that's going to be hard to do. Alors, je vais vous expliquer. Alors, right guys, remember our techniques. What we're going to do today is, if we do activity 1 together, so prepare it, get the answers, and then we'll mark it, and then do activity 2 after, just to break it up bit by bit to help you out. That's what I want you to do. So right now, put me on pause. A to I, you know how this activity works. Il faut trouver les 4 phrases qui sont correctes. This is really difficult today, so put me on pause, work through these, and then restart me, and I'll go through what the questions or what these sentences are saying, and I'll try and give you some vocab. So put me on pause now. Make sure you analyze these questions deeply. On y va. Alors mes petits, right guys, so this is hard today. Let's go through some key vocabulary that might have messed you up. Alors donc, le premier, we have to find the 4 correct answers, remember. A, le rap est un genre musical qui est né en France. Remember, être né means to be born. So this is saying rap is a musical genre which was born in France. Now, already, if you know anything about rap, you might be able to say if that's true or false. Alors, le deuxième, MC Solar est un rappeur qui produit des chansons aux paroles haineuses. Right, so MC Solar is a rapper who produces songs with, like, you know what la haine is, and this is the adjective, so hateful words or hateful lyrics. Okay, he sounds lovely. Is that true or false? En 2015, les rappeurs sont les idoles des jeunes français. So in 2015, rappers are idolized by French young people. D. Les jeunes ont délaissé le rap français dans les années 80. So French people. So délaissé literally means to abandon or give up on. So young people gave up on French rap in the 80s. E. Le rap français s'est souvent distingué du rap américain. So distingué is like to distinguish. So French rap is often distinguished from American rap or different from American rap. F. Le rap français n'a jamais vraiment changé. French rap has never really changed. G, Diam fait partie du Front National. Diam is a part or a member of the Front National. I mean, maybe, but probably not with a name like Diam. H, le rap français connaît son apogée dans les années 90. Now, this is a vocabulary, wider reading. All the stuff Mr. Murphy moans at you all about not doing comes in. Apogée wants to say like a zenith. Now, I imagine you don't know what a zenith is. It means like a peak. So, French rap knew its peak in the 90s, or was most popular in the 90s. Now, apogée, you'll probably never see that word in your life, even if you went to live in France, apart from on an A-level exam where they'll put this advanced words in. So, apogée is what you need to know. Et finalement, les chansons de rap doivent posséder un message pour séduire les jeunes. Rap songs have to have a message to, I mean, in French it says to seduce young people. I don't think I'd use that word because it means a different thing really in English. You only seduce for one real goal, mean like to attract. So French rap songs have to have a message to attract young French people. I think that's a better translation, otherwise it sounds a bit dodgy. Right guys, so we're going to do activity 1 first. So read it through, find the 4 correct answers, and then we'll go through the answers to that. Don't even look at part 2 yet, c'est pour plus tard. Put me on pause. Bon courage, on y va. Alors mes petits, right, how did you find that? I always think finding the answers and finding the 4 correct ones is even harder than just answering in French. I'm sure you do as well. Alors donc, on y va. The tactic for this is not just about finding the ones that are right, it's about completely discounting the ones that are wrong, and A is one that you can get rid of quickly. So here's the evidence here. Il dit ici, à cette époque, la France est considérée par beaucoup comme la deuxième nation de rap après les États-Unis. So rap is a type of music born in France. You know it comes from the USA. It is American. So that's 1 down. So that just helps our odds cross it out. Alors B, MC Solar est un rappeur qui produit des chansons aux paroles haineuses. Remember we talked about N, so hateful. Here we are. Le rappeur MC Solar. It says, contrairement aux rappeurs américains qui offrent des morceaux aux paroles vulgaires et crues, MC Solar, lui, propose des textes plus calmes et poétiques. So, is he talking about hate? No, they say, contrary to American rappers who use vulgar and crude words, tut tut tut, Mr. Solar, I'm so old, MC Solar uses texts that are more calm and poetic. Alright, so 2 down. So now we're finding the 4 correct ones, and we've got 6 left. So we're going to get marks no matter what now. Alors, donc, c'est en 2015, les rappeurs sont les idoles des jeunes français. Here we go. So find where it talks about 2015. The article is from 2015. It's where it starts. Aujourd'hui, il est impossible d'allumer la radio sans entendre les célèbres morceaux de Maître Gims, Booba et Lafouine. Ces rappeurs sont adorés par les jeunes qui ne hésitent pas à prendre leurs chansons. So, in 2015, rappers are idolized by young French people. They said rappers are loved by the young people who don't hesitate to learn the songs by heart and copy their dress sense. Voilà, donc celui-ci c'est correct. Et D, les jeunes ont délaissé le rap dans les années 80. Alright, so here we go. Look at this bit down here. I don't think this is strictly correct. So, from 1998, songs no longer seduced young people as rappers had forgotten the problems which the young people in poor communities had to face. Not shocking that fans of the first fans didn't support this radical change. So, dans les années 80, no, this was when rap was really taken off. It was the late 90s where they claim that rap stopped being so intelligent. So, A, B, C, D, we've just got 1 correct answer, but more importantly, we've got rid of 3 wrong ones, so we're getting marks so far. So the next bit should be easy. We know like most things left are correct. Let's just find them. Alors non, E, le rap français s'est souvent distingué du rap américain. So again, this is all in the question, distinguished from. It says here, the 90s was the golden age, l'âge d'or, the golden age of French rap. This one differentiated from American rap because it vehicled or like pushed forward or drove positive ideas. So French rap distinguished itself from American rap. Yes, it says here it differentiated itself from American rap because it was positive. So the rest of them then, le rap français n'a jamais vraiment changé. French rap hasn't really changed. It says here at the end of the 90s, rap, so instead of changer, to change, they've used se modifier, modified itself, which is a synonym for changing, as you know, hopefully. So rap modified itself considerably because of commercialization of record labels. Rap, which had its origins in independence, born in American ghettos, lost its being. So here we go. Rap français hasn't changed a lot. Hang on, it says it does change. This is talking about American rap though. Alright, so Diam fait partie du Front National. I said with a name like Diam, probably not. So he says, young people denounce the hateful rhetoric of the far right, the Front National. So he's not a member of Front National. H, rap knew its like zenith or its most popularity in the 90s, which is our true one. And then finally, rap must possess a message to seduce young people. Here it says about when young people lost their love of rap because it didn't have that message anymore. Donc celui-ci est correct. So F's the only one I don't really like. I think it's just because the bit in blue is talking about American rap, not French rap, but that's really horrible. But there you go. That's what you should have. Voilà. Et mes petits, right guys, so deuxième partie, same thing again. We've now looked at it, we've broken down the text a bit. Put me on pause, look at A to F. Don't even look at the text again yet. Look at these questions first and see what you've got. And I'll go through and translate them. Alors mes petits, right guys, let's go through. Remember, the answers are in the question. In analysing these and translating these, you're going to get higher marks. Alright, so, quelle est la particularité de MC Solar? This is saying what is his peculiarity. So what is his distinctive feature is what I translate to, or the particular thing about him. What stands out about him? That's what you're looking for in the text. What are Front National? You should know that. C. Pourquoi le rap ne séduit-il plus les jeunes à la fin des années 90? Why did young people no longer like rap at the end of the 90s? D. Qu'est-ce qui a permis au rap de se développer? What allowed rap to develop? 2 marks. So from its origins, what made it popular? 2 things it says in the text. E. Pourquoi les rappeurs français sont-ils redevenus populaires dans les années 2000? So why did French rappers become popular again? Look, became popular. Et finalement, F. Que font les jeunes en écoutant les chansons de Booba? What do young people do whilst listening to Booba's songs? Right, so you know this. Keep your answer simple. Have a look at the text. Get answering, guys. On y va. Voila! Right, guys, so I'm going to go through the answers. If you're not ready yet, put me on pause and do not look at this. Alright, if you are ready, let's do it. So I've highlighted where to look and I'll break this down a bit. So what is the peculiarity of MC Solar? Why does he stand out? It's all the way down here. So it says contrairement aux rappeurs américains. So contrary to American rappers. So that's what's different about him if he's going against something. Contre quelque chose. MC Solar, he uses texts or lyrics that are more calm and poetic. And that's your answer. Il chante les chansons plus calmes et poétiques. Ces chansons sont plus calmes et poétiques. That's what you need. You don't need both of them, just one will get you them up. Alors, la deuxième. Qu'est-ce que le Front National a un parti politique d'extrême droite? See what I've done? It's all down here, easy. Look at the order today, it's all over the place. Alors, c'est pourquoi le rap ne séduit-il plus les jeunes à la fin des années 90? We've talked about this and it's quite hard to put into French. So this is what the text says. The songs no longer appealed to as rappers forgot to evoke the problems as to which young people of the ghetto must face up to. So how are you going to do that? Guys, keep it simple. Why didn't it attract them anymore? They changed. That's all you need to do. Le rap a changé. Le message du rap a changé. The message in the rap had changed. I've put il a changé, il a ignoré d'évoquer les problèmes des jeunes. It changed and it ignored to tackle the problems of young people. But the idea here is it changed, it no longer appealed, the message changed. They talked about being rich and having loads of golden cars and hoes, rather than the message of growing up poor and it being difficult. Alors, donc, D. Qu'est-ce qui a permis au rap de se développer? What allowed rap to develop is up here. So what's hard about this is the time frame. You're talking about the end of the 90s and then you're talking about the 80s when it's up and coming. So like just change the order. So here we go. They had to wait until the emergence of free radio stations and programs on TV shows on TF1, which is like BBC One in France. So that's the two, like commercial radio, les radios libres, and les diffusions d'émissions musicales sur TF1, i.e. Why were rappers become popular again in the 2000s? It says here, rap has re-achieved to reconquer the hearts of young French people by aborder, to tackling again current or actual current day subjects. Voilà, il parle à nouveau des sujets de l'actualité. It speaks newly, or it speaks again. Il parle encore des sujets de l'actualité. And then finally, what the young people do, listen to Booba. It's up here. Here's Booba. And here we go. They don't hesitate to learn the songs by heart or copy the style vestimentaire. So ils apprennent les chansons par cœur. Ils copient le style vestimentaire. Voilà, right. Again, a really hard question here. If you're close, you've got the right lines, the examiner will give you the mark. Add up how many you've got. Excellent effort on this yourself. It's so hard to like talk about what to do and to like praise you all, right? Because I don't know how you're doing, but hopefully you've done well on this. If you found this tough, it is a tough reading text. I hope you've learned a lot from it and you're more prepared to face this again. So usually, right, we do a translation at this stage, but I'm aware that these lessons, like this one's almost 50 minutes long, so I've been trying to not cut them shorter, but just get more quality out of them. So no translation today. What we're going to do to finish rather than this is just to show you some ideal exam techniques. So everything I've highlighted is words that I don't think you'd know. So this is what you need to do whenever you face a text, be that for homework or in class or even on the exam, right? Make a list of vocabulary you don't know, because it comes up again and again and again. It's the same as set to build on when you read, and when you go to France, the same vocabulary is going to come up, and you're not going to learn it one time. You need to keep revisiting it, and keeping a list is the best way to do it. I still do this. I still do this myself on my phone. So this is what you need to do. All the words I've highlighted, do you know them all? If you don't, look them up now and see what you can do. Make sure you're ready for it. So that's the end today. I've already set homework. I think you've worked really hard on these readings and listenings. I hope you're getting a lot from them. I hope you're gaining confidence for the exam. If you've got any problems or any questions, please email me. It's very lonely and shut down for me in lockdown. So please email. I'd love to hear from you and talk to you. Alors, merci mes petits. J'espère que cela a aidé beaucoup aujourd'hui. Merci mes petits. Au revoir.